Wig.
Anyway, have we started? I guess we've started.
I guess we have started.
I mean, it's
Hi.
been... Hi. So, how are you, Maddie?
I'm good. How are you?
I am also pretty good. Not
Nice.
horrendous.
Well, that's what we like to hear.
That, I suppose so. Anyway, the elephant in the room is that we took a week off.
Yeah, good. That's what my elephant was going to be, so I'm glad yours is the same.
Yeah. We decided to take the Christmas week off. Or
Really
no, I guess...
abruptly. It was like the day before we were supposed to record. We were like, are we going to do that tomorrow? And then we were like, nah.
I literally don't even think I was doing anything. What would have that been? That would have been like...
I also doubt I was doing anything. It was just like Christmas each time.
Oh, that's right. And we'd both just seen Wonder Woman, so we were like a little bit
we were fighting.
volatile. We were volatile.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear my fan going, by the way?
Wait, stay silent for a sec. Kinda, but not really.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, yeah, no, not badly. But I can still see myself in the mirror, and that's very fun.
That's good. That's exactly what you want.
It is. I'm glad you agree. Anyway, how's life been since we've not actually talked virtually face to face in like over a week?
It's been a bit weird, hasn't it? But yeah, no, life is good. Aside from the yawning, our life is really good. It's going.
Oh yeah,
Really.
That is the thing. What's it? How are you feeling being in 2020 at midnight, New Year's? Could you sense coronavirus dissipating? I did, but I was more distracted by all the people who seem to think that because it's 2021, there's no more pandemic.
Yeah, it's going to be over. I actually did personally feel a weight lift off my shoulders, and I was like, wow, COVID is gone. So
yeah, that was the actual particles of the coronavirus leaving you.
Exactly, because we all know that I did previously actually have COVID.
Yes. Yes. This is absolutely something we should be joking about.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah,
we're going to heck.
I think you're right. Well, I just think it just feels like such a past thing here. You know, it's like past tense for us. It's not.
Yeah.
That's not a 2021 thing. That's just like a we live in Australia thing.
Yeah, it's true.
So.
Also, the screen recording is not showing the time that we've been recording, so it's gonna be a surprise for us and the listeners for how long this episode is.
It didn't do that last time either. I'll keep it. Okay, it's 3:33 now. Let's just say we've been talking for like 5 minutes. Yeah, maybe 10.
Okay.
Let's aim for 4:15.
4:15.
To stop.
Righto. That sounds good.
Cool.
Wow, a sneak peek into our lives. How deep and personal.
Truly, though, that's all we do is discuss time, basically.
Yes, time, because it exists.
Sadly.
Anyway, did you end up deciding on a New Year's resolution or no?
No, I didn't. Did you?
No. Like nothing? General stuff, but nothing that I was like, this is my New Year's resolution.
Yeah, fair. What type of general stuff? Share, Nicholas, share.
Oh, like, exercise more, figure out what I want to do with my life so I don't die alone and get eaten by cats,
Oh my God, that's dark.
So maybe by the end of this year I'll, have a direction in life. Who knows?
I speak from experience and say, I don't think that just happens.
Why are you, crushing my dreams?
I'm sorry. My own dreams have also been crushed, so,
This is fair. It's
just something we've all got to grapple with, I guess.
Wow. Okay, dark.
Yeah. Little miss, cats are going to eat my dead body.
Yeah, but it's consensual. I give them permission.
I owned them, so it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. I don't even like cats. I'm just getting them so that they eat me.
Their dogs wouldn't eat you.
No, they
might.
Me. Maybe.
That's probably true, and they'd cry.
I also just realized that I have a moody Jon Snow poster behind me. It's very
Show where? Which one? Is that Jon Snow?
Yeah, with like really windswept hair. I think it's season 5 or 6 posters.
Heck yeah. To be honest, it kind of looks from here like Bellamy Blake, so...
Go off. I do not have any 100 posters in my room.
I mean, good.
I do have a little Rick and Morty one, though, which makes me a straight white male.
That's not little.
In the scheme of life, it is. If you compare it to, like, a building. I got you there.
You do.
But basically the rest of my wall behind me is, like, all pretty gay. So it's fine. It evens out.
Love that for you.
Not too straight, you know.
I wouldn't want to do that.
No. Okay, I feel like we need to just start talking about Wonder Woman.
We just gotta do it. We just gotta commit. Okay, fine. You're gonna like see Nick and I throw down.
Domestic? Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I feel like we literally have the same opinions.
Yeah.
It's just the final conclusion that's different, I think. Does that make sense?
It does. And by the way, Nick's final conclusion doesn't make any sense. No, I agree that it could be good. Like, if you look at it in any other way other than intellectually, it's good.
Honestly, tag yourself. I'm you talking about life. It could be good. It could be good.
If, I didn't have any capacity to think analytically. Life could be good.
Sure, whatever.
Could be good. Wait, life is good, but it could be great. Is that what he says in the movie?
Oh, yeah, that is what he says. Wow.
There you go.
Can't believe you are such a stan.
I know, they're going to get the wrong idea about who likes the movie and who doesn't.
Exactly. Do you simp for Maxwell Lord?
Oh, obviously.
Yeah, cool. Okay, no, wait. Walk me through how you were feeling that wondrous Christmas Eve. How you were feeling when you went in throughout the movie, and how you are when you came out, when you emerged back into the world. What was that? What was your experience like?
Okay. Well, when I arrived, I was very happy. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe the day is finally here. I've been waiting for you, Diana Prince, for 3 years. And I love you. My towel just fell down, but that is what it is.
You didn't have to throw the towel in. That's not the saying, is it? Throw in the towel. I got there.
Yeah, throw in the towel. Yeah. You were pretty much right the first time.
Yeah, that's my general existence, is having like knowledge that's kind of correct. So.
I mean, mood.
Yeah. Anyway,
better than
so
having
you were
knowledge
feeling
that's not at all correct. Yeah, so I was excited. I was like,
I think by that you mean Republicans.
My existence. I actually did, yeah.
Conservatives, right.
Yeah. Conservatives,
anyway.
Yeah.
This queen is gonna slay my. That's where you finished off.
That sentence?
That's where you finished. I interrupted you. You said this queen is gonna slay my.
Oh yeah, she's gonna slay my existence, and I'm gonna love every second of it. And then the opening scene was really good. I was like, yeah, this is cool. It's a bit long, but I'm digging it. And then it just went downhill really fast. Mm-hmm. And then I came out and I was like, oh, I'm really sad now.
Wig. Is that it? Is that so? Oh, the entire visceral reaction you had was, I'm sad now?
I mean, yeah, we can just boil it down. That's like the conclusion, really.
Wow. And did the movie make you feel things? It did.
There was definitely bits and pieces that I really liked. Spoiler alert, but that was going to happen. When Steve like died again, I did get teary.
I was just going to say, you can't really spoil the movie because it doesn't really have much plot.
It's really true. And also, we all knew Steve was going to die again because there are literally movies set after this. So, still.
T.
Anyway, yeah, when he died again, I was like, oh, that's sad. You know, but outside of that, I mean, no, I love Diana. I think she's so cool. And I really did still like her character in this. I thought still was very consistent with the first movie. I was vibing with her. I understood her motivations. I was even loving Steve. I was vibing with him. I was really vibing with Kristen Wiig. Not so much with Maxwell Lord, but I was like, yeah, I guess I can. Pedro Pascal did a really good job, so I liked that. What was the question again?
I don't know. Who knows? It's bold of you to assume I know what I was saying.
Fair. Anyway, you walk us through your experience with Wonder Woman.
Okay. My experience is I guess like solid medium hopes. I wasn't super pumped or anything. I was excited to see a movie that I was looking forward to in cinemas, but I remember it got delayed back when they were filming. It was meant to release like 2019 summer, and then it got delayed to like 2020 summer. So I was like, okay, well, something's going wrong in production that they need more time to fix it. But then when Patty Jenkins started doing the interviews and stuff, she was all, no, Warner Brothers was actually really good, way better than the first film. They let me basically do whatever I wanted. And I was like, okay, that kind of gives me hope. Because that, whatever. So my expectations were medium. And then I went in, and the movie started, and I thought, wow, this opening scene is very long.
Yeah, it was really long.
It feels like they just made it this long as an excuse to have Connie Nielsen and and what's her name, Robin Wright, back in it for like 10 minutes instead of 2 seconds in a flashback.
Yeah,
which is fine, but I liked that they used it to set up the whole if you try to cheat, what's right kind of thing and all that, whatever. She cheats and then she loses because she cheated and all that. But it's very heavy-handed.
Obviously, I was going to say I don't think it was actually as connected to the rest of the movie as they thought it was, to be honest.
Yeah, probably.
It felt really detached. It did have the same general message, but as like a...
Sort of, but not really.
But not really?
Yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't... It didn't... Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't like there wasn't a through line for me there.
Maybe it was just showing that Diana, is flawed. She doesn't always do the right thing. But on the other hand, she was like 5.
It's really true.
Anyway.
It didn't have nothing to do with it, but it also wasn't like, wow, that really set up the movie.
Yeah.
You know?
And then it went to the 1984 opening scene, and I was like, wow, this opening scene is also really long. Which is
You're right, and you should say it.
The mall fight, and then it sort of introduces the witching stone.
To be honest, that's actually the theme of the entire movie. Is just, this was really long.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And then it started to get into it, and they were just making these. Okay, Patty Jenkins and Jeff Johns wrote it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was watching it, and I'm thinking, wow, they're really making some choices, making a movie that doesn't have a plot that's more complicated than an episode of like Hey Arthur. Interesting. Or like a Disney Junior show or something. Oh no, Nick Jr., Disney, whatever it is.
Literally.
The kids. Yeah. I'm like, okay, so it's about a wishing stone and people get one wish and that's the plot and there's consequences. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Not interesting.
I kept waiting for something more. I was like, so when are we getting into the meat of the movie?
It's true, and they mentioned
like... You're like, oh...
Yeah, they mentioned Loki being the god of mischief is the one who put the stone on Earth. And I was like, that's a cool concept. Yes, they did. Not Loki.
No, I thought it was...
They called it like the god of mischief. Or the god of trickery or whatever.
It was a Mayan person.
I was just using Loki as a general reference.
It's okay, right? Sorry, some
the
real
trickster
life
god.
Mythological, a trickster god,
The
right?
trickster god, and I was like, oh, that's cool. So is it going to come in and it's going to be like a kind of villain overall thing? And it turns out that Maxwell Lord
that would be so cool.
A victim or whatever. But no, none of that happened. It was just pretty straightforward. A trial plot of a 10-minute Phineas and Ferb episode or something. You know?
Yeah.
Which I didn't love. But the movie itself, I honestly, it was just so stupid. None of it made sense. Maxwell Lord turns himself into the wishing stone and literally the world ends. Like, it's 1984 and Washington, D.C. is basically, everyone's like rioting and stuff, but then everything's fine again. It makes no sense. The choices were absurd. I don't even think any of it made sense. And the amount of people confused about the ending and Barbara becoming Cheetah and then losing the powers again and how all that worked. Everyone was confused. But anyway, I walked out.
To me, that read as she'd renounced her wish.
I didn't.
Oh, what did you think it was?
I read it as Maxwell renounced his wish, and because he's the one.
See, that's what I originally thought, except he renounced his wish quite early on, and there was still a lot of shit going wrong in the real life, and everyone then kept renouncing their wishes and stuff after he'd done it.
Well, I assume also that it was because her getting her powers was the result of somebody getting a wish, and this was the payment, right?
The cheetah, her as an actual cheetah, yeah.
That's also true. But there was no indication that she lost her Wonder Woman powers.
Strength, that's accurate.
That's why I'm saying I think that she didn't renounce the original Stone Wish, but she had no choice but to renounce the cheetah one because it wasn't her wish.
I mean, I think that's kind of implied just because she was like looking out over the sunrise, and it's kind of like, the dawn of a new life. And, that's generally what that implies, like theatrically. And also I think if she didn't, like, don't you have to, didn't everyone have to renounce their wish for it to like save the planet or some shit? I don't know. Anyway, the point of all of this is that.
No, I don't think so. Sense. I think it was just. Most people had to renounce the wish. Like, if 10 people used a wish, it's fine. But if everyone uses it, then it's, like, too much chaos. Like, it's balanced before that. And then he went...
I don't think it was necessary. Psycho. I guess it depends on what you wish for.
I don't think it makes any sense either way.
It's stupid as well.
But I walked out and I was like, wow, I loved that. It was really dumb and stupid and made no sense. And they made really bad choices and I loved it.
I don't understand.
I also don't, but I'm like, okay, I was pretty charmed by most of it. I didn't really get bored, but I truly like really, really, really adored the kind of Indiana Jones aspect of the middle portion. They were like trotting the globe, chasing down Maxwell Lord, and then they came back. I don't know why, but I loved all that. And I thought it was charming. I didn't cry or I didn't like feel much emotion when Steve died.
You didn't really have much investment in them as like a couple though beforehand, did you?
Not really. Mostly because I hated the fact that he got brought back. I hate it when movies and shows cheapen death in that universe. Like, Game of Thrones, I'd say, did it well because they only brought one person back once and that's it.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm scared. Fair. And like DC already did it with Superman and shit, so I'm like, okay, it's just a gimmick now. It's not even. But anyway, I also didn't love how they brought him back.
Came back in a different body.
Yeah.
Was that you about to say? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was. Really
I thought
weird.
That was wild.
It's like, it was really wild, especially considering it wasn't ever actually explained. It's like, I guess it could be down to the whole trickster god thing, but that's a bit wild. And then on top of that, it's like Chris Pine was in it anyway, so why add that?
Why complicate it
if it's
right
not
at the beginning?
Going to be a plot point. Yeah.
Yeah. Complicate it at the beginning and then not mention it again.
Yeah.
Until the very end. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Literally.
And also people went wild about it because they were like, Chris Pine and what's his name, Steve, and Diana have sex in the movie, or it's heavily implied they did, and people are like, but but that means the guy's body never gave consent. And I'm like, okay, well, it's a fantasy movie. I agree it's sketchy, but that's like, it's a stupid movie.
It's definitely sketchy. It's definitely sketchy, but how would this work if now you've intrigued my inner brain? And do you think consent is from the body or from the mind?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, that's what I was getting at. And also the point that what was more...
also, where did that dude's consciousness go?
That's what I was about to say. The more questionable aspect is that they just erased this guy's soul from existence. And they didn't even question it. They were like, okay, cool, let's keep Steve here anyway.
It's really
And let's have sex in this guy's bed.
Yeah, it's a bit wild. It was a choice.
I'm like, out of all of the things that were sketchy to pick an issue with, I think there were bigger questions that needed to be raised.
You're right.
Specifically, obliterating a soul.
That's definitely the title of this episode, Obliterating a Soul.
It's my life's goal.
Additionally, a serious question as to why they also introduced the gigantic plot point of Diana being able to make things invisible. And then that was never raised again.
Well, if I'm being honest, I think it was a reference to the comic books, because obviously in the comic books there was the invisible jet, which was already invisible. I don't think she made it invisible in the comics. But in the comics, she has an invisible jet. And I think this is Patty Jenkins making a reference to it, but it wasn't really a reference. It was an entire plot point.
Yeah.
Like, I think she just wanted to make a joke, but she didn't think about the consequences of introducing this whole new aspect.
I'm not going to lie. That kind of just makes her a bad filmmaker.
I wouldn't argue.
Look, I mean, I see where you're coming from. I do want to see it again. Like, I didn't hate it enough to be like, I'm not buying that and I am going to condemn it and I'm never going to watch it again, because I will. Like, I definitely will. But
are you talking about just the invisibility plot point?
No, sorry, the movie as a whole.
Okay. I was very confused.
Sorry, I moved on. The invisibility plot point just pisses me off. I'm like, why would they do that? It's just, to me, it felt like it was a convenience thing. They were like, oh, we were in a jet. What are we going to do now? Okay, Diana's just going to make it invisible and that's going to solve the problem. And then that was that. It's like, that's like writing 101 is you don't do that. You know?
Yeah,
so.
You don't, what's that called? Is that, no. I'm going to think about it and I'll get back to you. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, look. I still love the movie, mostly just, I think, because overall it was relatively light and silly. And honestly, I think I loved Fantasy Island. I think I'm just
I liked Fantasy Island the first time. Did you like it the second time we watched it?
Yeah, but because all of the stupid stuff we already knew about it was less impactful, but I still loved it.
I mean, see, because after the second time we watched it, I loved it the first time as well, and I was so excited to watch it the second time, and then after the second time, I was like, oh, I don't ever need to watch this again.
Wig. I might feel that way about Wonder Woman, but I think I just love the idea that like a $200 million movie could be so fucking stupid. I just love the concept, is what I'm saying. The concept of the movie being literally a child's TV episode stretched out to 2.5 hours for $200 million.
2.5 hours.
Like, I love that concept so much. Do you not? Just like Patty Jenkins tricking Warner Brothers into giving her $200 million to make a kids' TV episode. What an icon.
I mean, when you put it like that, yes. But on the other hand, when you kind of think about it like, oh, awesome. So she's wasted $200 million on a kids episode and now people are never going to trust women to make movies again.
Go off. I mean, it was a well put together movie. Like, it
was it?
I think it relied less on CGI than the first one and all that.
This is true. It definitely did. It definitely
like
did.
It was,
that was my biggest beef.
Production wise, it was done well.
Yeah, and definitely also the biggest improvement in this one from the first one was the lack of CGI. or
still had a
using
fucking lot.
CGI less. Yeah, yeah.
My biggest thing was,
though,
why can she fly now?
see, I don't think she actually can fly. I think she was just falling with style.
At the very end?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whack.
I think that's what was going on.
Wild.
Which also, again, fucking stupid.
That is stupid. Well, yeah, honestly, the last act of the movie kind of lost me.
Fair.
Because it was just so overwhelming, the senses. Like, the whole last third of the movie was basically everyone in Washington, D.C. going crazy to try and get their wishes, and then Maxwell Lord finds out there's a satellite, and that
world, really. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that particles touch everyone, so the particles from the satellite broadcast could grant people wishes because they're touching. And I'm like, could it be more convoluted? It could not be more convoluted. How ridiculous. So I thought that was absurd, and it was just so much. But yeah.
I don't think people were going crazy to be able to get their wish. I think they were going crazy because they wanted to invest in black gold to get their money.
Oh.
You mean because when they were trying to come to Maxwell Lord's place, his house?
Yeah, but I mean, I thought it was it's because it's all the wishes. Like there was the random like park in the middle of DC, and there was cows and shit in it because people's wishes were ruining the city.
That was because that wasn't, people weren't going crazy to get wishes. They were going crazy because they'd gotten wishes and it was all going pear-shaped.
Yeah. Yes, that's what I mean.
Oh, okay. I'm with it now.
That's what I meant. Just the wishes in general, fucking up everything. But like,
yeah,
it was just so stupid, which I kind of liked.
So stupid.
I don't really know why I liked it.
Yeah, I love a good stupid movie, but I think the thing is only when I'm expecting them to be stupid. Like I loved Fantasy Island because I had zero expectations about that movie and it exceeded them because I was like, this was so fucking funny because it was awful.
Yeah.
Whereas with Wonder Woman, I had an expectation and I was like, oh, this is going to be a good movie. It's going to be meaningful. It's going to be kind of funny. I'm going to love Diana. And then it was shit all over, just like my dreams.
Go off. Well, it's true, and it was a pretty major tonal shift from the first movie because the first movie was quite serious. It's about a world war, and this one's it was a very wild tonal shift.
Yeah. Anyway, we've been talking about this for 30 minutes, so
that doesn't surprise me at all. But also, can I mention one last thing about it?
Of course you can, please do.
Is that objectively the runtime was far too fucking long. 2.5 hours.
Oh, yeah.
For
it could have been 2 hours easily.
Do you know what Miss Jenkins did?
No.
There is one single deleted scene. She kept every fucking scene in the movie. Every fucking scene. She deleted one scene. Do you want to know what that scene was?
Is it an important one?
No, it was a 30-second scene of Diana hailing a cab to get to the black gold at the beginning of the movie. That was the whole scene she cut. She kept everything in the movie.
I see. I, off the top of my head, have immediately got at least 3 scenes that she could have deleted.
Bitch, I have fucking an hour and a half she could have deleted, which is the entire second half. But
you're right.
I just, like...
There wasn't very much action in there either, was it?
No. I think when I watch it the second time, I think I'm going to be pretty bored. But the first time, it was surprising enough that I liked it. But yeah, deleting a single scene from a movie, that's not normal. Yeah,
that's absurd.
That's like...
No, it's not normal.
Maybe sometimes the studio intervention is a good thing.
Yeah.
In the case of the first Wonder Woman, forcing her to change the ending completely and add a CGI ending like 2 months before release, bad. Horrendous. They shouldn't have done that.
Bad choice.
Them letting her make a 2.5-hour movie and delete no scenes and make it that boring, objectively, not my personal opinion, that just seems to be the main complaint, absurd. And they had a whole extra year and a half to kind of streamline it, right?
It's really true. Okay, yeah, God. I don't understand how it wasn't screened to audiences earlier. Like, do they do test screenings these days?
Yeah, they do. They usually do for studio movies or big
Wild.
budget ones. Did you see that it's basically tying with Aquaman in review scores?
Oh, is it really? Did Aquaman not do that well?
Aquaman was like 60%.
Shuki, I mean, I'm not going to lie. Objectively, Aquaman was better than this. Except for the CGI ending.
I feel betrayed by you. I thought my one constant in life was that I could rely on you to hate on Aquaman. And now this buffoonery? J'accuse! J'accuse!
You actually hate the movie though? Or do you just
Aquaman?
not like Aquaman?
No, the movie was bad. It was
it? I mean, it wasn't
it
good.
was so long.
Was it? It was fairly long.
It was
And also
2.5
had that
hours.
really, really, really weird scene at the beginning. You know, where like everything's normal and then he's driving along home and then there's a gigantic tsunami. And you're like, where the fuck did this come from? What a shift in what is going on right now. That was wild.
I just thought it was so stupid. And Nicole Kidman's costume in the middle of the earth was ridiculous. The fact that I have to say Nicole Kidman was in the middle of the earth in the movie Aquaman.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. That's a fair complaint.
Although James Wan, I still love you. The Conjuring movies are my fave.
I think he did a very good job directing. I'm not going to lie. I think it was interesting to watch. Like cinematography.
None of the performances were like great.
Sure, but like shot by shot, like he did some really cool things with the camera.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, whatever. I'm talking to the wrong person about this, am I?
What? Yeah, I'm really shocked that you had a change of heart about Aquaman and now you're a stan.
When did I not like it?
Literally when we went to the premiere, we were driving home and I was like, yeah, that was okay. That was pretty good. It was entertaining. And you were like, I kind of hated it. The plot was really bad and it was shit. And also, Nicholas, you're fugly and a bitch. And I was like, okay. Whew, this is the last time I take Maddie to a movie premiere.
I mean, I don't think it's the pinnacle of DC movies. What did you think of Shazam?
I liked it, but mostly because it was short enough that it wasn't boring. It was only like an hour 50 or something.
Yeah.
It's like the best rated. Oh no, the first Wonder Woman's the best rated one.
Yeah.
And then Shazam, and then there's like a 20% score gap, and it goes from like 90% down to like 60, which is 30%.
Hilarious, truthfully, and it's what they deserve.
You aren't wrong. But yeah, no. And then I saw Aquaman again and hated it because it was boring as fuck. Oh no, it's gonna be Wonder Woman. I thought it was fine the first time because it was all pretty entertaining, and then I watched it the second time and it turns out it was just boring. Oh no, Maddie. I'll just never watch it again. It'll be fine.
You just got to keep it in your memory. Fair. I understand.
Fair. And how do you feel about Patty Jenkins having 2 more Wonder Woman movies in her?
2 more? I thought it was only 1 more.
Well, she said she has 2 more Wonder Woman stories she wants to tell.
Oh.
And then she'll be done with DC, is what she said.
I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt.
Go off.
Both times, I'm not going to lie.
And I think she's planning on making that Star Wars movie and Wonder Woman 3 pretty much like overlapping.
What Star Wars movie?
They announced at Disney Investors Day that she's directing Rogue Squadron. Why did I say it like that? Rogue Squadron. Rogue Squadron.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because she
Wild.
was like, my dad grew up in the Air Force and I love planes. And what's the biggest plane story I can tell? One about starfighters.
Weird.
And then it came up with Rogue Squadron coming soon.
Wild.
Yeah.
That's interessante.
Interessante?
Yeah.
Wig.
Well, this was a good discussion. It's now 4:05, and I said we'd stop recording at 4:15. So
Well, I feel like actually not really that much has happened over the Christmas break anyway.
no, you're right.
Yeah.
Although, did you see yesterday those tapes? Or was that yesterday? The tapes released with Trump, and yeah, that was wild. That was really wild.
Very unsubtly being like, hey, governor of Georgia or whoever, I need you to find millions of votes. Like, oh no, wait,
yeah, like that's like literally verbatim what he said. No, it was
11,000. Yeah, 11,780.
870 or something. Yeah, 780. Yeah, because he was like, I only need 10 more than what they got or something like that.
And I don't know how he's fucking. And there's rumors that I think it's total bullshit, but there's rumors that Trump's planning on the day before inauguration using his executive power to use government resources to leave the country and flee to Scotland, where there's no US extradition laws, so they can't come and get her. And that's an actual rumor with like actual credence to it right now because it's such an absurd presidency. I'm like, how hilarious.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I actually wouldn't be surprised if he did have plans to go.
That's what I mean.
Extradition laws, just because, like, surely they're gonna fucking arrest him.
I mean, they basically said that like back in 2017.
Yeah, the amount of fraud that he's committed.
Yeah, they literally said
as president, like that tax fraud that he committed.
Yeah, he literally
before he was president.
Who was? Yeah, they said that if he wasn't a sitting president, he would have been arrested. Back in
and he should be.
The Russia probe, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I think so.
Anyway, he's an actual walking turd.
That's correct.
That is correct.
Hopefully he gets flushed down the toilet soon.
Tea. Also, so I don't remember what I was going to say. Oh well. Oh, I do know what I was going to say. I have an apology to make to you.
Me?
Yes.
What about?
Well, I would like to sincerely apologize for saying that I didn't like Evermore, the album by Taylor Swift.
Right.
It turns out I do like it, maybe even more than Folklore.
Wow.
Because I'm obsessed with the songs No Body, No Crime, Obvi, Long Story Short,
fucking
Cowboy.
Song. Yeah.
And my like most played song of January is it's like 4 days in, but whatever. The Willow dance remix.
Oh yeah.
I think the dance remix is what the original should have been. It's really, really good. Like really good.
Yeah.
So it turns out I like more songs on the album than I thought, and I apologize for being so negative Nancy.
You at Katy Perry during the Witness era.
Oh no, she deserved that. I mean, I feel bad that it like got to her emotionally, but like,
dude, like 2 years ago, your birthday, you had like 7 songs from the album on your playlist.
Beach. Yeah. You're such a liar.
No.
You're such a liar. That is bullcrap.
It's not bullcrap.
It is bullcrap. I'm gonna pull up that album right now, and I'm gonna tell you exactly which songs I've listened to more than like twice. Got it, Binny?
Okay. It's at least 3. I think it's actually at least 4.
Chain to the Rhythm. Miss You More, which is a ballad.
Right. 2.
And Roulette.
3. There's more than that.
There's not more than that.
Okay. I guess.
That's literally it. I hated Swish Swish with a burning passion. Bon Appetit I hated with a burning passion. Every other song on there I hated with a burning passion. They're literally the only songs downloaded on my phone. Actually, Roulette's the only one still downloaded on my phone. Miss You More and Chained to the Rhythm got undownloaded.
Love when my phone does that. How smart. Oh, yeah.
Ho. Coming out here with the receipts.
Well, I was still right because you liked more than one. I distinctly remember having the conversation where you were like, I kind of feel bad about shitting on Witness because it turns out there are a couple of really good songs on there.
No, you're getting confused, you poor innocent idiot.
Right? What am I getting confused with?
I said I feel bad about bullying. I didn't like about talking so much shit about Witness because Katy Perry came out and she was like, yeah, I got really depressed about that because the reviews were so horrendous. And I was like, well,
yeah.
I feel really bad for shitting on it, but at least I didn't voice that opinion on Twitter and tag her. No? It's not like I'm an internet troll. I was saying this to you.
And now to the whole world.
And now to, yeah, exactly.
It was a pretty bad album, though.
Okay, can we switch to something that happened today quickly?
Yeah.
I don't think either of us have strong opinions.
What happened today?
Yesterday it was reported that Tanya Roberts, who is a Bond girl, and also in some other things that I don't know, died at the age of like 67 or something.
Pretty young.
And then today it just so happens that she didn't die.
Oh my god. Okay. I did see one news article come up on my Twitter feed, and it was like, despite her rep saying she was dead, whatever her name is not actually dead. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Is she like some political figure? And then scroll past. That's hilarious.
Right? Her agent didn't even know.
That's
how iconic.
So fucking funny.
It's so funny. And I just wanted to bring that up because I thought it was so funny. I don't even know, man.
That's a better plot than Wonder Woman 1984.
This is true. I concur.
There's a plot twist involved.
There is a plot twist involved. There's also a plot twist involved in the Hilaria Baldwin thing. Did you see any of that?
No.
Okay, we're going to put a pin in that and we're going to talk about it next episode because it's a whole journey.
All right. I'm excited.
It involves fake identity, fake ethnicities, everything you could ever imagine.
This sounds like really vaguely familiar, and I'm sure if you tell me the story, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I kind of heard about this, but right now I'm like, I've got nothing.
Fair.
Oof. All right then, Nicholas, do you have a what the fuck of the week?
I do.
Okay, share it.
My what the fuck of the week this week, Maddie. It's you.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
I was like, elaborate.
No, my what the fuck of the week this week is people who... Sorry, I've got a numb leg. I'm putting it down. Everything's good. My what the fuck of the week this week is people who don't give Ali and AJ the credit that they deserve as artists and musicians, because their new music that they've released since like 2016 has been 11 out of 10. Take Me is one of my favorite songs of the last decade.
Wow.
Joan of Arc on the dance floor, iconic. That shit slaps. And just like 2 days before New Year, they released an explicit version of Potential Breakup Song.
I did hear about this. It's
iconic.
Trickled down to my corner of the internet.
They re-recorded it so Disney doesn't have the rights to it, which is great. And it slaps.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I never listened to a single Ali and AJ song.
Yeah, you have, because you've been in my car.
Fair.
You haven't knowingly listened.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like changed some instrumentals and arrangements, and the new version of Potential Breakup Song is iconic and says fuck.
Wow. How many times?
3. Plus a couple shits.
That's numbered.
And a crap. I know.
My goodness,
well, back in like 2005,
absolutely.
Disney made them change the lyrics because some of the lyrics were like, if you're not getting with me, which implies getting together, which implies sex, kind of.
Right.
And I'm like, no, you have to change it. So now they changed it to what did they change it to? Getting me. No, getting me. As in, like, winning the girl.
Right.
So now it's fine. Now it's fine. Yeah.
Right. Well,
Give Valley and AJ the time of day.
Okay.
What's your what the fuck of the week?
Maybe. My what the fuck of the week is... It was really hot. Was that my one last week?
You can't do that 5 weeks in a row, Maddie.
It's really hot today, though.
Just pick another one, bitch.
My what the fuck of the week is... Oh, you know what? I ranted about this to you the other day, so might as well. Why are there so many fireworks on New Year's Eve? Okay? It's really bad for the environment, number one, which is why we shouldn't do it every year. But also this year in particular, as you said, it just encourages large crowds. And that's unacceptable.
This is true, and you should say it. Specifically, you should call out Premier of New South Wales, Gladys Berejiklian. Yeah, because we hate that bitch anyway. Just before Christmas, a sudden breakout happened in New South Wales, specifically Sydney's northern beaches.
Yeah.
And instead of doing responsible things, she was like, okay, well, we're going to leave the massive Sydney fireworks on. Just don't come out and watch them live. And it's like, well, bitch, you know full well audiences are going to gather around out in parks really and shit to watch.
It's honestly like she was waiting to do anything about it until after the Christmas was over. She was like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. And now she's like, oh, okay. So we'll do something now. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, well, just let people gather for 2 major holidays in large groups. Whatever. And she also wants to keep the cricket. She is keeping the cricket there in a not full capacity but semi-capacity stadium. And it's like, bitch, just
make some
responsible
and responsible choices.
Also bad for the environment. Anyway, that was a great what the fuck of the week, Maddie.
Oh, thank you. I just came up with it right on the spot, as you full well know.
Can't believe you're such an amazing improv artist.
Yeah, either. It's a new skill.
Wholesome.
All right.
Okay, where can people follow you?
Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube, Lady Alice 101. Why are you doing that face? Did I say something that I don't usually say?
I was trying to make a different face for every social media platform.
Fair.
Why are you stifling my acting skills?
Oh, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I love you. Okay, you go.
Well, I'm on Twitter at Nick_sushi, NIC_sushi. And if you want to follow the podcast, we're on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube. At WTFIH podcast. And on YouTube, it's just, if you just search What the Fuck is Happening, the podcast, or WTF is Happening, the podcast, you'll probably find us. We also have been doing little cute videos called Why It's Iconic.
Yes, on Instagram.
Where we kind of talk about silly videos that we find hilarious and iconic and quotable and fun. We've done 3.
Made their rounds.
And you can watch them.
How have we done 3? Wow.
Yeah. You can watch them on Instagram. IGTV, or YouTube has them too, and YouTube has the uncut version of the Wendy Williams one.
Wow. Is there an uncut version? Oh, that's right, because you can't do them over 15 minutes.
It's true. I went to upload a 16-minute video to IGTV, and it was like, bitch, it has to be between like 5 and 10 minutes. 5 and 15. I'm like, okay, well, that's rude. Anyway, so do all that, and anyway, we'll see you next week, I guess.
Okay. I guess. Bye.
Bye to everyone, and thank you to everyone involved in Wonder Woman and 1984. You made a phenomenal movie that Maddie loves dearly.